Okay, gonna go ahead and unmute and switch over. Boop. And now I just need to unmute the emulator. There we go. Alright, so. Drake River. Final arrow. Gotta do with a berserker and...
Speaking of berserkers, why have they not added Magni to FGO?
There are only so many servants that they could have at once. And they're probably gonna, like, add it in an update in JP or something. I don't know.
Okay, I need my adorable berserker now. Well, my second adorable berserker.
Alright, actually, Semiramis would be good here, I think, just for the defense buff that her Noble Phantasm provides.
Yeah. Oh, and I realized something. Lore-wise, Jack also qualifies to be a berserker.
Explain? Like, I'm curious as to the logic in that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Yeah, in Fate Strange Fate, Jack the Ripper qualifies as she's the quote-unquote false Berserker class servant summoned by Flat Escardos, one of the masters.
I guess that kind of makes sense because in the Shinjuku Singularity, we had the quote-unquote writer of Shinjuku be Hessian Lobo, and then it turned out his true class was Avenger. So, okay, yeah, that logic checks out. Alright, let's go ahead and get started.
And please tell me the Dick Wizard is your support caster.
I've got my assassin team.
So, Carmi V, Jackie, and Apodonzo. And yes, I called Carmilla Carmi V. Fight me.
She is gonna kick your ass for that.
You're uncultured.
Oh, I'm a culture drink. You know who else is a coach?
This is what I have to put up with.
You know what they say, if no one wants you dead, you're not doing your job.
I don't think that's a thing you want from doing your job. Alright, let's get some charge for Carmilla.
Carmi V. Speaking of, I would love to see the art of Carmilla on your computer.
What's up?
I would love to see the Carmilla art you have on your computer.
Actually not that much. I probably should work on that. I'll see what I can... I'll see what I can... Yeah, not that much of her either. I'll see what I can find, after the stream.
You might want to look on incognito.
Of course.
Silver's line. When it comes to Art of Camilla, he has a bloody load of it.
Hey.
Bitches get stitches, MBO.
You know, I keep getting confused when you call me NGO.
Yeah, that's
because this is the only server where I'm called Metal Daddy Overlord. I'm usually called Metal Shadow Overlord. It's just different in this one. So.
Or the D&D server, Great Mighty Pooh.
I'm still chuckling at that one.
I mean, I also call. I mean,
that's been your nickname in there. It's been your nickname in there for a long time, and it was born from one joke.
I mean, my original joke was Metal Corn Overlord.
Sweet corn is the only thing that makes it through my ear. How do you think I keep this lovely grin?
Remington!
What?
We're talking about D&D, we're not talking about corn!
Would you rather I start the song from the beginning?
Yes, she would.
I don't know,
I am the great mighty Pooh, and I'm going to throw my shit at you.
Oh, that was horrible. You guys are so off rhythm.
To be fair, we weren't exactly coordinating, we were kind of just doing it.
It made it sound so bad.
You know, you say that, and yet we somehow managed to start at the exact same time too.
Yeah.
It's called delay.
Oh yeah.
I guess that would be a factor.
I mean, from on my end, it was like not even a 1 second delay. It was that minor, but I guess otherwise, yeah.
Alright. Something satisfying about trimming the cannons, as I call it. Basically, you just trim down the enemy numbers so they're less of a threat overall. Alright. That should be enough to finish him off, or... Oh, yep, it'll finish him off.
Has my support pants been useful for you?
It's been a bit, so I don't remember for sure. Going through so much of this. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Act 2 of this Lost Belt is coming out tomorrow, isn't it?
Yes. And I'm going to be raising Hiffle with pen. Because I know the way.
You know the way.
No, not W-A-E. W-H-E-Y. The way.
That way.
Do you know the way?
Dead memes that of the finest quality here at Silver Shinobi Studios. Alright. Gotta be careful of this one because it's a berserker. Okay. I have just enough crit stars to sacrifice. Alright, let's go ahead and murder on a Misty Knight.
Jack the Ripper, Best Ripper.
Indeed. Precious murder baby. Torture technique. You know what? Let's go ahead and do... She's gonna be completely maxed out of her meter either way, so let's go ahead and do a Jack the Ripper Brave Chain.
You're fighting Morgan, aren't you?
Oh, no, 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 no. Nowhere near that far along.
Not that far along either.
I'm still on the way to Norwich. Okay, let's go ahead. Information erasure. Let's get Carmilla and Semiramis fully charged. Ooh, good solid bitch slap. Nice. Endurance battle. Paper amulet warding off spirits. What does that do? No effect? Okay. So... Huh. Okay, I'm a little cautious, not gonna lie. On top of that, this is a berserker, so I might wanna... Okay, let's heal Carmilla.
It's gonna be a problem for you if you use the Dick Wizard.
Let's see.
Him
Hey.
with that long dick.
Alright, first up, Auntie Semiramis. I can imagine Semiramis and Carmilla getting along well enough that Jackie, as Carmilla's daughter, just refers to Semiramis as her aunt. Oh, just a second.
I guess Cha-Cha's Jackie's grandma.
私たちの記憶はここから終わりも始まりもなくただ無意味な戦いをしていたし血よ血よ永遠の美苦音の宴老衆は時の果てにファントムメイデン
Okay, that's Huh.
Oh, dude.
I think Drake finally wore out her jaw muscles.
No, not yet.
I hate the implications behind that.
Do you, Silver?
Oh. Oh, god damn it.
You
Yes,
won't
we
be
don't even live together yet.
All right.
I am Horny Jail incarnate. I am the horny.
Actually, what skills do I have available? Huh. Wouldn't be any point to applying sabotage now. Let's go ahead and just do some basic tagging. Okay. Okay. Ow! Okay, she got a crit on Ezo. Oh no. Okay.
No, it was like this. Oh no!
Oh shit! Oh my god! Alright. Let's start with giving everybody an evade skill. Okay, that should do for now. It's just an endurance battle, so... Okay, yep. Ooh, good thing I did that then. Okay, and she's stunned again.
No, I actually have you.
Oh! Okay, so that's what that was, and that is mean. Oh, that is super mean. So basically, the last couple of times I fought this Shadow Cat battle, whenever it said morning has come, that was the end of the fight. But it was a fake out this time.
No, Silver.
Yeah?
You misinterpreted morning. Morning.
What's up?
You said the morning has come, and I was joking saying, no, you misheard. It was morning with a U.
Oh. Okay, clever. Let's see. You know what? Screw it. I have leyline stones. Manslayer. And let's see. I think I'll go ahead. Shimatsuken, Immortal Chaos Brigade, Karakuri Genpo Dongyu.
Uma Kotaro is a wholesome boy.
He is.
And remember rule number 1 of the bro code, Silver. Don't bang your friend's mom.
I mean, because of Kato Danzo. And the funny thing in Fate lore is there are some ways that mana is transferred so that you can keep your servants powered. One of them is, what was it? They drank your blood? Kind of like a vampire. But another is,
Snoo Snoo. Snoo Snoo in the cases of Penthesilea, aka Bay, Quetzalcoatl, Zenobia, and Barghest.
oh, speaking of Kojin, did you see that one art thing that I posted in the Fate
What?
series by Monkey John? The one with Fujimaru dressed up as a battery?
Yes.
That's basically it.
Silver know the way. You know the way.
Let's see.
Because he has Barghest. I saw it.
Yep, I have Barghest and Tristan. Lancelot has not come up on a banner yet, I don't think.
And the absolute unit, Penth.
Yeah, I have her like NP5 because I kept summoning her and getting spooked by her so many times.
She's trying to show you the way. Like, Muscle Mommy. Best
You know, I have to admit, I like the way X-Dive
Fight me on
handles
this. Fight me on
F-Rank.
this, bro.
I'm sorry. Multiple people were talking at once.
Oh, oops. Okay.
Anyway, what was that you were saying, MSO?
Did you mention getting spooked by a roll or something? I like the way X-Dive handles it, where if you already got a S-Rank before, it just skips it over. It's only when you get a new one that it shows you the screen.
You know what? That is a neat touch. That is helpful. So. Well. Time to use a leyline stone. Okay. There we go. Morning really has come. Remove Kitty Lantern and Death. Finally! Jeez. Of course I died the turn before the actual turn limit. Good thing I had those ley line stones to pick up where I left off.
Koto Kusanagi. Ever seen Ghost in the Shell, Silver?
Yes, I know about it.
So you know about Makoto Kusanagi.
I keep forgetting if it's Makoto or Motoko.
Motoko. It's
Yeah.
Motoko.
Yeah. Anyway.
She is a robot waifu.
Yeah. Anyway, cutscene.
You know, they're coming for us. They're coming for us both, Silver.
Anyway.
Stalking us, and now they're coming for us.
God damn it. Anyway, cutscene. Huh. That was quite the fearsome foe, wasn't it? This bread is really yummy. I never used to think of eating as important before. But I thought I'd try it for myself after seeing Artoria enjoying food so much, and now I can't stop. Now that you mention it, you do eat a lot for a Wind Clan fairy, don't you, Artoria? Usually it's the Fang Clan that live for food. Are you actually a Fang fairy? No, I'm just a low-class fairy. I don't even belong to any of the 6 clans. I only got in the habit of eating because people of Tintagel Village would always give me food. Tintagel Village? Then the rumors are true. You really did survive Woodwose's Child of Prophecy hunt. Well, I don't know if I'd say survived so much as barely managed to escape thanks to Merlin's magecraft.
Not of them. Oh.
I really didn't do anything all that spectacular. The whole thing's kind of become exaggerated as time goes on.
Yeah.
By the way, Gareth, do you know why restaurants first became popular here in Britain? Come to think of it, no, I don't. Going into a restaurant was never an option for me, so... Oh, they're not just places to eat. They're also a way for the Fang Clan to keep their violent impulses in check. Woodwose made a big speech once about how now that the Fang Clan served the Queen as her army, their lack of manners was unbecoming. So, he said he would give them a proper education, teach them to satiate their desires with meals. At some point, that first restaurant he started blew up into a major chain. And now, owning a restaurant is considered one of the hallmarks of success here in the land of the Fae. So the reason Woodwose is so particular about etiquette and dressing like humans is... Yep, it's all to cover up his own violent nature. He might act like a gentleman now that he's the head of the Fang Clan, but at his core he hasn't truly changed. He's still a brutal and greedy fairy who gets his kicks from tormenting the weak. If that doesn't sum up the whole Fang Clan, I don't know what does. Still, now that the Tamlin are the Queen's most valued fighters, he's settled down to just being an old fairy who wields his authority like a club. So, does that mean he's not all that strong? Oh, that's right. At this point, he's just an old fairy. You all are definitely stronger since you managed to defeat the Drake. So once you eventually get around to defeating Woodwose, you should take the chance to go to one of his restaurants. I've only been a few times myself, but I can tell you their food is to die for. Especially the salads. After all, even warriors need rewards to keep themselves motivated. So I hope that gives you guys something to look forward to as you help Artoria out. Gareth is a puppy. Ah, good. Artoria and Gareth are over by that other campfire talking with Oberon. So, as you can probably guess, the reason I'm talking to you over here is because I'd rather they not hear what I'm about to say. Although... What, is there a problem with me being here? I'm technically a proper human history servant too, you know. Oh, alright. Maybe it's better if you hear this too, Muramasa. So, getting back to where we left off in our discussion of the Drake from proper human history. The reason they drag men into rivers in our world isn't because they want husbands, it's because they want a mate. If they come across a woman instead, they make her serve as their child's wet nurse. And that means... they wanted to have children. Basically, yes. But the Drake here in Fairy Britain can't have children. even though they dragged countless men down to their doom. Do you know why that is? It's because babies don't exist here? Looks that way, but the problem goes even deeper. We've seen that fairies here basically just imitate human society. So we can assume that the two species' way of life are fundamentally the same. If fairy society doesn't have something, that'll be because it doesn't exist in human society either. And that means humans in Fairy Britain have no natural means of reproduction. There's no concept of childbirth here. I had a feeling something was off when we learned that they only have predecessors and successors here, instead of parents and children, but now I'm pretty certain. Wait, hold on. I get that fairies spring up on their own. They've always been like extensions of nature. But how the hell are humans born if they can't reproduce on their own here? Don't tell me they just spring into existence on their own, too. No, here humans are produced. I don't know if it involves some kind of artificial insemination system, or if they're manufactured like homunculi. But however they're made, they're produced, raised, and shipped out as individuals, with nothing in the way of parents or siblings. I'm sure they still have things like marriage, husbands and wives, but even if two humans get married, they'll never be able to produce their own descendants. So that's what human life is like here in Fairy Britain, it seems. May seem
No,
cruel.
I'm sorry, but given all the talk of food and restaurants, I thought they were going to say that they were used to, like, actually make food. You know, like that cola from Futurama.
What if the secret ingredient is people?
Oh, yeah.
They already have something like that.
You don't
Soylent
want
Cola.
Futurama.
What's that like? The taste varies from person to person.
Oh my god. Oh god.
Anyway, it may seem cruel and inhumane to us, but for fairies who live here, like Artoria and Gareth, it's just another ordinary fact of life they've probably never questioned. Actually, now I'm kind of reminded of this one Star Trek episode where there was like an alien race that had a bunch of humans as a lower class, a serf class of sorts. And the alien class had like no concept of how the humans reproduced. So
Oh no.
yeah, I think that was the original series. So it was either
Sounds like an interesting episode.
it was either the original series or the Next Generation.
Well, either way, it sounds pretty cool.
Yeah. Anyway, at this point, I have no way of telling why things turned out that way here, but I didn't want to tell you while Artoria and Gareth were around in case it came as a shock to you and made things awkward around them. So that's why I decided to keep this information just among us. So humans only ever know one generation here. Okay, I think this should be enough. Plus, I'd hate to wake them now that they're resting up for tomorrow.
You know who else would hate to wake them up?
God damn it, Kojin.
My mom!
Where you go see him?
Huh? What just flew out of Silver Shinobi's tent? Was that a bird? Has he been raising one in secret
Yeah.
all this time?
He actually did leave. Wow.
Yeah. No, that can't be it. Oh, hi, Blanca. Sorry
you
about
dropped your water on that.
that.
One.
Sorry, just focusing on the cutscene. Oh, hi, Blanca.
Coach
Sorry
was
about
actually
that.
leaving when I said maybe you should go speak to your mother for a bit.
How are things in Norwich? Does it look like the calamity will start tomorrow? Still no sign. Then we should be just in time. Looks like there really is no changing Ainsl's prediction after all. On the other hand, it's also plausible that disaster won't befall Norwich until the Child of Prophecy goes there, huh? Once Artoria arrives, Norwich will be destroyed. I knew that, and I brought her here anyway. Artoria will dispel the calamity and live with the responsibility for Norwich's destruction. What a cowardly, devious guide I am. I can't even help them prepare for what they're about to go through. But they have to get through this, or nothing will ever change. After all, the prophecy is clear that the first bell to be rung in the pilgrimage is Norwich's. Okay. Thanks, Blanca. Why don't you rest up, too? You must be exhausted. No, I'm not going to tell them it's impossible to save Norwich. Silver Shinobi doesn't need that on his shoulders. Better I carry the extra baggage than burden him with it. Don't worry about it too much, Blanca. This is all in line with the prophecy. Besides, it looks like we still have a whole day until the calamity begins, right? Both Silver Shinobi and Artoria will need some positive memories before it all starts. So tomorrow they'll relax and enjoy everything Norwich has to offer. The next day, the fighting will commence. All right. And here we go. We're about to take on Norwich. Oh, I can claim this one. Alright, 5 Blazes of Wisdom. Before we take on Norwich, let's, oh! I've got a ping in my friends and following. Okay, let's see. Okay, they've got a bar guest. No other supports. Oh, they've got a level 90 Morgan. Oh, they've got a Mash, bar guest, both of them level 1, and a level 90 Morgan. That's all they have. Well, I suppose I can accept. They're only level 18. They probably still need a little hand. Alright. Oh, right. I was going to go shopping and use some pure prisms. I needed to grab some Gems of Assassin. Let's see. Okay, Anastasia and Canis, I already have them. Artoria, Castor, I already have her. I suppose I can do a Hail Mary roll for Morgan. Alright, gonna concentrate everything into a single roll. Rin, Pyo, To, Sa, Kai, Jin, Retz, Sai, Zen, Ho! Barashi no Jutsu, Kiro!
Silver charging up his bullshit no jutsu.
Yep. And of course I didn't get her. Yeah, figured. That would have been funny if for the first stream in like 4 days I actually got her on that roll. That would have been funny.
Silver, the problem is when you were charging up your bullshit no jutsu, you charged too much into shit.
Anyway. I mean, you're not wrong. Alright, let's get some,
I think he's dead.
He's not quite dead yet. He's getting better. He's
But
probably...
hey, you know who? Well, hey, you know who else is dead? I am. Leaves.
Ah, okay. I guess it's a good thing I started rolling friend point summons, because one of the weekly missions is that I have to do 3 multi-rolls of those, so hey, works out. Alright. Enhance?
ようこそレオナ
I feel like it's
Okay, for the sabers... let's buff up Barghest. Bless you.
Thank you.
私は強くなっているのか
Alright. And let's go ahead and ascend her to her second form. Oh no, she's got a dress.
別にいいでしょ夜会のドレスになったところで力は変わらないのですからガーデン教の甲冑に文句はなかったのですがとにかく窮屈でしたので
Didn't have any particular complaints about Gawain's armor, but it was just so constraining. Okay, that's actually kind of funny. Alright, yeah, let's use everybody else here to buffer up a couple more levels. And I got a-
Make sure he's okay.
ならなければいいのだけど
And I got a super success off of that.
そろそろクエストに戻るいいよ
I'm guessing it's just an internet issue, because we've had some of those with John. Ooh, I could take the chance to buff Abby's skills. Yeah, okay. I could do that. Alright, and then... Who else was there that needed Jin K? What
We've
about
been
the...
blessed with the merps.
We're blessed with the merps?
He has merped at us.
Um...
He's mostly burping because I've literally barred the closet door so he can't get in there. Because that's like the one room of the house I don't want him in. And he keeps trying to go in there.
Alright, for Kotaro, Suspicious Shadow. And we can buff him a bunch! Okay, so starting from level 2, we take his skill up to level 4. And I just need more of the Void Dust, so I think that's good for now. Alright, here we go. Taking on Norwich. That's a lot of arrows. Oh boy. We're in for the long haul on this one.
的には回数制とターン制2つのパターンが慣れた頃ほど
Alright. Saber this time, so we're gonna need archers. Yeah, let's use Kojin's support archer. And let's go ahead. Hey, old man. How's that armor repair I asked you for coming along? Oh, that? I finished it ages ago. Only took me 2 days to rehammer the whole thing. I know you've been taking good care of it, but it's time you put it to pasture. If I were you, I'd stop by the brass shop and choose a new set already. You roast apples here? Doesn't that make them hot? Wait, there's something on it. Something see-through and shiny. This your first time in Norwich, good Sir Fang? This here's a new addition to the Count's menu. You won't find it anywhere in stuffy old Oxford. Here, have a taste if you don't believe me. Don't worry, this one's on the house. We're handing them out for free all over the commercial district. Damn it, where'd the chimney sweep fairy go? You, it's your job to get rid of the soot. What have you been doing out here? Ah, come on, good Sir Human, what's the harm? That thing's gonna be falling on our heads soon enough. Once it does, it'll blow away all the soot anyway, along with the rest of your apartment building. That's not the point. Even when you know it's going to rain tomorrow, you still need to wash the windows. Even when you know a storm is coming, you still need to keep the yard neat. Why? Because you never know when a new potential tenant might show up. You can't run a business while passing up opportunities for new clientele. Guess you're right about that. No wonder they call you the Spriggan of this street. Guess there really is no beating a human when it comes to making money. Don't go dying on me, old man. This is all you guys got done yesterday? You're not slacking off on me, are you? I swear, everyone's been on edge since they heard Morgan abandoned the city. Even the soldiers are all holed up in Spriggan's Tower instead of making their patrols. Don't you guys see? This is the perfect opportunity. All we gotta do is borrow a little from the guys who won't even notice it's gone. The harbor's off limits? Ah, damn it. Just when Ferry Britain's first ocean liner is docked right there. They say Inabamaru's construction's like nothing else. Do you want us to lose to the Count's Cutty Sark? I'm sorry, but until the new lumber shipment comes in, there's nothing I could do. Wonder what Lord Spriggan's planning to do about this. It's so noisy. Right? Welcome to Norwich, Ferry Britain's only port town. One of the laws passed during the era of the High Queen prohibited the construction of any new iron weapons. So for about 1900 years, there were no iron weapons made in Ferry Britain whatsoever. But... Oberon, I thought that was you. You always do stand out. What the hell are you doing in Norwich? Haven't you seen the sky? Hmm? Oh, you mean those rain clouds? Yes, I did think those were odd, since rainy season's supposed to be over now. But it's going to take more than a few rain clouds to put a damper on Norwich, right, Knack? Besides, a good actor is never far from where there's fun to be had. Norwich is about to have the party of a lifetime, yes? Of course the Fairy King's not going to miss that. You got that right. You really are something else, Oberon. We scoundrels of Norwich knew we were asking for trouble when we broke the law and turned this town into a smithing city. Compared to the Queen's sheer might, this calamity pool is nothing. Thanks, Oberon. Make sure to come by the shop later. The wife's a big fan of yours, you know. Damn, who was that EarthClan fairy? He had one hell of an aura about him. How long's he been working the forge? Gotta be more than 200 or 300 years. I know what you mean. Knack, was it? He had the same incredibly obstinate aura as you do. That ain't what I was talking about. If you're curious about Knack, I could take you to his smithy later. I believe he's a low-class fairy who's been around for 400 years, so he knows pretty much everything about the history of smithing in Fairy Britain. 400 years? Even though he's a low-class fairy? It's because his purpose hasn't changed. He's still just as capable a smith as ever. Now, where was I? Oh, right. 100 years ago, Spriggan led Norwich to greater prosperity by rolling back the no iron weapons law. Just a second. Something came up, so I'm gonna switch it to the BRB screen. There we go, and alright, back in a bit. Back. Okay. Switching back. Boop. Alright. There we go. Alright, let's see. Where were we? The law was originally passed because iron weapons are dangerous to fairies, and having more of them in circulation would inevitably result in more homicides. Or fairy-sides. But then, between the northern fairy suspicious activity, the rise in the number of Moors, and above all, the developments in human technology, it was clear the Fae folk would need to rely on iron again. Spriggan was able to convince the Queen of the necessity, and she relented. Ever since, Norwich went from being a city of fairies to a city where the laws of smithing comes first. While Salisbury is the only city that grants humans their freedom under Fairy Britain's rules, all are equal under the laws of artisanry in Norwich. Here, while some fairies still have human slaves, others respect humans for their skill at smithing. In fact, there are even some human merchants who are so respected that they have a steady pool of fairy labor they regularly exploit. You mean there are human company owners slave-driving fairy employees here? That's right. You won't find their stores on Main Street, though. They're more under-the-counter outfits. Fairies are pure by nature, which also makes them gullible. There's no end to fairies here who have worked to the point of dying from exhaustion. And they don't even have one more pound to show for it. Suffice it to say, Norwich is known for both its smithing and its loose morals. But then that's just how it is for all human cities, isn't it? Nice shiny storefronts next to filthy back alleys. And Spriggan, the head of the Earth Clan and lord of the city, hasn't been at all shy about promoting those kinds of ventures. Sometimes it even feels as though he's trying to turn Norwich into a human city. A human city, huh? So, is the fact that there's a calamity pool in the sky here now kind of judgment on Norwich? Like, is it just nature's way of punishing the city for its misdeeds or something? Of course not. There's good and bad in any city. Norwich is hardly special in that sense. It winding up the side of the next calamity is just coincidence, really. You know, since it looks like we still have some time, why don't we split up for a while? Go visit whatever part of the city interests you. After all, we're trying to save the city from the calamity pool that's hanging right above it. Getting to know it on your own terms before you set out defending it can only be a good thing. Sounds like a plan to me. Besides, I was just thinking I could use some more information on that giant rain cloud calamity pool. Will you come with me, Silver Shinobi? Of course. I think I'd like to visit Knack's smithy. I could use a good blacksmith to make a magecraft item I've been wanting to try out. I'll go with you then. I'm curious to see what a fairy smithy's like. Besides, I'm your bodyguard. The smithy, huh? I guess I'd only get in the way if I went along too. In that case, how about sampling the local delicacies with me while we look for a place to stay? Really? That sounds great. I'm with you, Oberon. Then it's settled. We'll meet back up here on this street around lunchtime. Oh, and while Silver Shinobi shouldn't draw much attention walking around on his own here, I'd still appreciate you looking out for him in case any of the guards decide to question him, Da Vinci. Don't worry. If that happens, I'll just pretend I'm Silver Shinobi's big sister. Big sister Da Vinci. Probably would have worked better if she was in her caster form. Okay, Norwich sightseeing sounds good and all, but first there are two other things we need to take care of. First, we need to find out everything we can about that dark cloud, the calamity pool hanging above our heads. That includes what kind of harm it's doing now, what kind of harm it's expected to do later, whether it's even possible for us to get rid of it, that sort of thing. And the other thing is finding out anything we can learn about Mash's whereabouts. Guess that one went without saying, huh? Okay, let's start with the stores over on Main Street. We don't have a lot of time, so let's just get in there and ask as many questions as we can, no matter how weird they look at us. A human girl in black armor. I see humans in armor every day since the Round Table Army comes here to buy supplies. But I've never seen a girl with black armor among them. She does sound kind of familiar, though. But hey, never mind that. Now that you're here, why not buy some news about the Child of Prophecy? I've got a story about her battle with Gawain at the Western Ranch, and another about her battle with Tristan in Gloucester. They're both good, trust me. But if you want to know more, you'll have to cough up the more pounds. We know for sure the Child of Prophecy has shown up now. I bet she could even get rid of the Calamity Pool if she ever decides to come to Norwich. You want to know what kind of problems we've had since the Calamity Pool showed up? Ain't it obvious? The damn weather. It's dark, it's windy, and everybody's on edge. Even when you think it's finally gonna start raining, it never does. At first we were all afraid it was gonna rain moors on us or something, but now everything's business as usual. Nobody has any idea what might happen if the Calamity Pool ever does come crashing down on us. And I can promise you nobody's ever thought about how we might get rid of it. Morgan's always managed to do something about them when they've sprung up in the past. But since she declared she was going to leave Norwich to its fate, we can't even count on that this time. Although now that you mention it, it's strange. How did the Queen get rid of the Calamity Pools before? A human girl wearing black armor? Yes, of course I know about her. She's all the customers have been talking about. I don't know the details, but she's famous up in the north. Don't get in my face like that. You made me drop the fries. You really need to keep your servants under better control, miss. Oh, wait. Come to think of it, this was all the rage in Salisbury for a while, wasn't it? Buying a human from a ranch when they're still young and raising them like they're your adopted child. They say free-range humans like that can grow up much better than ones from a ranch. Sorry, no.
Dear Lord, that's like what you call like free-range chickens when they're gonna like serve the eggs or something.
Yeah.
Like, dear Lord.
Right, so you didn't see the last few streams of this game, but this is basically a world where fairies are the upper class.
No, I've been listening, but I was just
Yeah.
like I'm taking before about like them serving humans, and them just saying free-range humans. Like,
Yeah.
just kind of emphasized it more.
Let's see. Sorry, no. I'm human too, so I don't know anything more about the calamities than you do. I've never seen one before. They say a calamity shows up every 100 years, and every 1,000 years that's a great calamity. But we're well past the 2000th year of the Queen's era, right? So everyone in town's afraid it's finally gonna happen. My wife's so anxious about it, she can't even help me out in the shop anymore. Every morning she blinds herself. Then when her eyes have healed the next morning, she does it again. Why don't we just leave Norwich if we're that scared? Believe me, I've considered it. But there's a reason we can't all just pack up and leave. Just between you and me. On second thought, never mind. I don't need Spriggan soldiers catching wind of this and breaking down my door. I'm sorry, but would you mind going somewhere else now? My wife is scared enough as it is. Well, I guess that's about what we should have expected. If there was something people could do about the Calamity Pool, of course they'd already be doing it. At least we learned a little bit about MASH. That's true. Before, nobody had heard of her. Now we're at least getting glimmers of recognition. We'll have to do some more digging in the afternoon. Who knows? Maybe MASH is a lot closer than we... We're back! Next Smithy was incredible! I bet he could make the kind of magecraft stuff I can't even describe. And I bet he could do it easily, too. Hey, that's a good idea. It'll be like Fairy Britain-style vacuum insulation. The only problem is how light we can make it. Since that net guy can handle alloyed steel no problem, he might even be able to pull off stainless steel. You two must have had a successful outing if you're already planning mischief together. We're back, and wow, Norwich's rest areas are amazing. They have this thing called a sauna that's really hot, but also really relaxing. And the fruit juice they gave us afterwards was maybe the best thing I've ever tasted. Ooh, fruit juice after a sauna. That does sound good. If we're going to spend the night here, we should definitely stay at that inn. They have hotels with spas here? So their leisure facilities are that developed, huh? They might not have proper human history's advanced technology, but they clearly have the same ideas. There's no rush to find a place to stay tonight, so let's worry about that later. I'm afraid I don't have much to report. Every conversation seemed to be complaints about Queen Morgan and hopes for the Child of Prophecy. You know, stuff like I can't wait for the Child of Prophecy to get here. We'd give her a hero's welcome if she showed up. She must be an incredible fairy. I don't know what she looks like, but I bet I'd recognize her instantly. She must be stronger than Queen Morgan, more beautiful than Lancelot, more imposing than Gawain, and kinder than Tristan. If only they knew she was already here. I love how Artoria's face is just changing as this goes on. Will you keep your voice down, Oberon? At least we know that last part is true. You think so? Well, maybe. Tristan definitely didn't seem very kind at all. I'm not sure how to feel about there only being one area I can compete, though. Huh? No way! She's here! She's really here! Everyone, come quick! The Child of Prophecy is here! Huh? Wait, I'm still not ready! You've got the wrong fairy! No, wait, that's not true either. I know I might not quite look the part, but... Oh, fine, it's true. I am the Child of... I think we just had, oh, man. So, in some of the other events, we've had some Monty Python references, at least in the English writing of this game. And I think we just had a Life of Brian moment. She came here from Sheffield up north, through the impenetrable Odvenna. Oh, wait, nope. She deposed Boggart the Tyrant, and now she's here to save Norwich, too. It's her, the Child of Prophecy in black armor. Oh. Good day, my beloved citizens of Norwich. Please, settle down if you would. I was planning to announce this at the bell tower with a more appropriate ceremony. But since you're all here now, I may as well take this moment to introduce you. Indeed, this is the very knight who defeated the 3 Tomlin at Sheffield, and who brought Boggart the Banished to justice. This is the Child of Prophecy, Tomlin Galahad. Just look at all that magical energy. It really is the Child of Prophecy. But why is she with you, Spriggan? Isn't the Child of Prophecy High Queen Morgan's enemy? It seems there's been a misunderstanding. Her Majesty has never once called for the Child of Prophecy's death. If any of you should find her, you are to invite her to Camelot as a proper guest. Those are the High Queen's own words, delivered directly to myself and my fellow clan heads. I do not like what this guy is doing. I do not like where this is going. That is why I went out to greet her last night upon her arrival from Aldvena. And since I couldn't risk anything happen to our honored guests, I brought my elite soldiers with me to keep her safe. Oh, so I guess the Child of Prophecy is going to be taken off to Camelot soon then. Oh, no, not at all. High Queen Morgan never said anything about bringing her there immediately. Rest assured, my good people, I take my responsibilities as your elected clan leader very seriously. While I of course have the utmost respect and loyalty for High Queen Morgan, your safety is my top priority. Which is why I will be having Tomlin Galahad stay in my vault castle. Rest assured, the Child of Prophecy has come to Norwich. We need fear the calamity no longer. So please, my good people, relax and go about your business as usual. If the High Queen should have any complaints, I shall take full responsibility. That's the Child of Prophecy? Really? Have I just been wrong this whole time? Because that would be hugely embarrassing. Of course not, Artoria. Please, have more faith in yourself. I don't know who this Galahad person is, but she has to be either an imposter or the real deal. Right, Silver Shinobi? You've been traveling with Artoria all this... Silver Shinobi, why do you look as if time's just stopped? Just so you know, I will stab you if you go over to the other child's side. That's... What? That's MASH! That's MASH? Oh, crap. Keep cool, Silver Shinobi. If you go into the plaza now... Too late. Oh? I'm surprised to see someone push through the crowd and climb up on the stage while I'm giving a speech. You're not from Norwich, are you, human? If you were, you would know exactly what would happen if... No, it's alright. He's just a human. No threat whatsoever. From the looks of you, you're not from Britain, are you? Then you must be the one Beryl... Move aside, I'm not here for you. Oh? Then who are you here for? You, of course, MASH. MASH? How do you know that name? I don't think we've ever met before. Oh, right. I went by that name in Sheffield, so I guess word must have spread. Yes, I'm MASH, Knight of Sheffield. I'm also known as the Child of Prophecy. Oh no, does this mean she's lost her memories too? As Spriggan said, I came here to rid Norwich of the calamity. I can't promise I'll be completely successful, but I swear I'll fight as hard as I can. Any support you can offer would be greatly appreciated. Wonderful. Just the sort of announcement I would expect to hear from the Child of Prophecy. My people should all be able to sleep much more easily tonight. Now then, we'd best be on our way. You can have him. Stand down now, guards. Yes, sir. Alright, that's enough from you. Consider yourself lucky you didn't even get punched. Wait, could I talk to him for just a little... I'm sorry, Tomlin Galahad, but we really must be getting back to the castle now. Here you are. A special carriage fit for the Child of Prophecy to... Oh? Why are you crying, my dear? Is something wrong? Huh? Oh, gosh, I am, aren't I? I'm not sure why, either. Some of Norwich's soot must have gotten in your eyes. It happens all the time here. Now come, Child of Prophecy. You must be tired after your journey. And I can assure you that my castle is the safest place in all of Britain. Guards, keep an eye on that human. If you see him going anywhere alone, bring him in. Rough him up if you want. Just don't kill him.
None.
Oh boy. That boy is one of the High Queen's guests too. Having him in our custody can only give us more leverage. Phew, that was too close for comfort. I can't believe you went right up to Spriggan like that. He's the head of the Earth Clan and the Lord of Norwich. So that girl he had with him, who he claimed was the Child of Prophecy, you're saying that was MASH? Nod. Absolutely. Even at this distance, I could tell it was her. Though I don't know why she's calling herself the Child of Prophecy, or why she didn't react to Silver Shinobi. Wait. Yes, I do. It's the Nameless Woods. I managed to avoid losing my sense of self thanks to my unique memory capacity settings. But in MASH's case, there's a very high chance she's suffering from the same temporary amnesia Silver Shinobi and Artoria had. But Silver Shinobi got his memory back pretty quickly, right? So why is the Shield Girl still missing hers? I'm not sure. Maybe she ended up gaining some kind of powerful position before she could remember who she really was? Until I get a chance to examine her myself, I can't say anything for sure. Still, at least we know she's alright. Yes, that's very true, Silver Shinobi. I was pretty taken aback to see people call her the Child of Prophecy. But aside from that, the fact she's alive and here in Norwich is the best news we could have hoped for. Yep. Spriggan may have beaten us to the punch, but it also looks like he's giving her the royal treatment. So all we have to do is create an opportunity to talk to her, which should only be a matter of time. In the meantime, our current most pressing problem is... I know. Our unexpected company. You there, with the human. You're all suspected of criminal activity. Come with us. Try to resist and we'll execute sentence here and now.
Stuff like that, criminal stuff.
God damn it, I should have seen that coming.
So see what coming?
The freaking Elder Scrolls reference. You violated the law.
I missed the reference.
Never mind.
I missed the reference. What was the reference?
MSO said, stop right there, criminal scum.
Oh my god.
Take them down, of course.
Oblivion guards?
Yeah. Spriggan soldiers, what do we do, everyone? Take them down, of course. Right, Silver Shinobi?
Or you could just pay the fine.
Just incapacitate them so we can get away, please. Alright. There we
I'm
go.
paying with my blood.
Your stolen goods are now forfeit.
You know, I'm pretty sure he's just fine. I don't know what you're worried about.
Anxiety, you know.
I mean, it's not like you did or said anything. Boy, there.
There we go. One guard down, okay. I think they said it was only sabers this node, so we shouldn't have too much to worry about.
Shouldn't is the keyword.
Key phrase, yeah. Unless one of them has like, yeah. Unless one of them has like stupid high damage output.
John is live, so we know who we can raid.
Yep.
Air in my mouth.
Just to incapacitate them so that we can get away. 1 minute later, Tesla just causes an electrically induced explosion.
Yeah, but luckily, it was declared as non-lethal damage, so you're okay. I want to non-lethally. What?
Speaking of non-lethal damage, something funny happened yesterday. One of my players declared non-lethal damage on an enemy, and ended up doing enough damage to put them at 1 HP anyways.
Oh, that's actually pretty funny.
Like that's... Like, well, you didn't need the non-lethal, because...
It wasn't entirely lethal
Wins
anyway.
anyways. Yeah. Put her right at the number you needed her to be at.
Alright, let's go ahead and get some charge on Orion. Alright.
God, I found the beer scene from Castlevania.
Alright.
I still remember referencing that yesterday.
Well, specifically, I was referencing the comic by, or, no, I figured you were referencing, the comic by Scruffy Turtles that I, posted a while back.
No, I was referencing this scene. Because it was like I said, this post is sponsored by the Trevor Belmont School.
Trevor Belmont would totally sponsor a brewery because he would know. He would know about like what makes a good beer and everything.
Yeah, he'd know.
I love one of the comments in this to this video. New lesson: never say that anything is better than sex in front of your girlfriend.
I think Wendy kind of had an alternate version of that joke, and it was something like better than Mama used to make. And then you had the guy who works at Wendy's, and he was sitting there with his mama, and she was just like, "No, go on, finish that sentence." And then
I love that. Like better than Mom. Oh, and that's go on. Finish the sentence. It has that same cadence as Little Creebo's fears of like, oh no, don't, please go on, give me some ideas.
All right. Let's see. Let's get Unblessed Birth.
I love this one. Bro, she's a redheaded maid with a Spanish accent. Do you want to die?
I cast La Chancla. Let's see.
What the hell?
Also, can we just rename season 4 of that show to Alucard's Repeated Traumas?
I mean, when you're the child of Dracula.
Season 4 was like how season 4 was literally how can we torture this poor son of a bitch? Over and over.
I mean, when you're the child of Dracula, you're kind of screwed from the get-go.
His first time, it was marred by the two people his first time was with actively trying to murder him the entire fucking time. Then his parents get brought back in the same body, the torture screams melding together right in front of him before they get mercy killed by Trevor. Like, it's no wonder he becomes as big of a drunk as his brother. Yes, I say Trevor is his brother, because let's be real, those two are blood brothers at this point.
Complete with the arguing.
Pretty much.
Eat shit and die. Yes, fuck you.
Like, yep, no, that's a good friendship. I do love how season 4 was defined by both Alucard and Sypha slowly turning into Trevor. Like, just starting to adopt his personality traits while he starts to lose those toxic traits.
Alright, let's see. TriStar Archer. Moon Goddess's Pressure. And Stout Arm of Brutality.
Though I'm not gonna lie, seeing Alucard riding shirtless, drunk as a skunk with his jacket put on wrong, through the night, before fist fighting a bunch of crabmen was hilarious. And kinda hot.
Well, I mean, yeah, Alucard's the pretty boy.
Like, you know, he emptied out half the fucking wine reserves before getting on that horse.
That should do it, I think. Alright, Failnaught, Artemis Agnos, and a buffed up Orion Buster. Let's go. If my calculations are right, this should finish off the wave.
痛みを歌い嘆き悲しみフェイルドこれが私の
Yep. Okay, so that one's taken care of.
我が宿命月女神に恋願う肉体に合力
Time for the big buffs.
そして我が運命をここに定めようアルテミスアグネス終点完了行くぞ
Yep, and that was enough.
当然の帰結だな
Hey, you know how I said earlier that like one of the reasons why I haven't been attending the streams is just because like life in a variety of ways has really been getting to me.
Yeah.
You know, funny thing is, and I bet Forrest can relate to this, being a being a cat owner himself. It's just cat, well, not just cats. I guess most animals, they know when there's something wrong with you. So what's cute is every time I was feeling like absolutely miserable, Harriet would just like walk over, like, and just like she'd put her front paw on the armrest of my chair, and with her other paw she'd start tapping me, trying to get my attention.
Aww.
And just give like little meows, like she knew something was wrong, and she was trying to.
Pets are precious like that.
Yeah.
Cat. That's like cat behavior. They won't let you be alone when you're sad.
Yeah.
Dogs usually do similar. They sometimes just boop you with their nose instead.
Yeah. And that's just one of the benefits of being a cat owner. A benefit you could experience too if you went to your local animal shelter and adopted a cat. June is Adopted Cat Month, so why don't you go on down and give a furry friend a home today? And if you can't adopt, make sure to spread the word.
God damn it, man. I should have seen that coming.
You know, I will be honest, I was being serious about life getting to me, but I also wanted to sort of like turn it into something funny.
Yeah, that was a hell of a segue.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a shame.
One good thing
Honestly, what's really upsetting, speaking of what's really upsetting, is that I missed the first stream of your 4-drop Fiesta because I had, like I said, I had things prepared for that, but the one that I did have, it's not going to make any sense if I just say it outright. So,
Yeah.
I mean, we'll have to see. We'll see what happens. But
Yeah.
I still have more.
Yeah. So, I
Alright.
should bring up one good thing about having Lance around is that I now have a better sleep schedule, I want to say. Where now I wake up at 8:30 consistently and just kind of lay there for like half an hour after feeding Lance.
Yeah, that's a start. That's a start. Anyway,
Yeah.
cutscene.
I mean, 7 hours is not bad sleep. Not bad
I
sleep.
think I'm gonna head because Pokey is trying to get my attention.
Alright, we'll leave you to the cranky frog.
Yes,
Alrighty.
Go
I'll
to
see
the
ya.
throat.
Alright. Anyway, as I was saying, cutscene. Damn it! Here comes another wave. Form a square around Silver Shinobi. Don't get caught out alone or they'll pick us off one at a time. Right, that makes sense. They're definitely stronger than I am. I'll say. They might not be as bad as the soldiers in Olympus, but they're still ridiculously tough. Guess that's fairies for you. Okay, let me try a flash bomb spell. Oh right, I used it up at Nex. Now they've got us pinned down on both sides. Good, those MPs must have heard the commotion. You there, cut off their escape route. It's over for you. Prepare to feel the wrath of Lord Huh? You're right, it is over. For you. This area belongs to the Norwich Merchants Association. Lord Spriggan's private soldiers have no authority here. You're the ones breaking the law. Why, you... Who do you humans think you are? What firm do you belong to, huh? We're part of a provisional militia formed by every firm that was reinstated to help deal with the calamity pool. Our financier is the Count. Need I say more? You've got the Count backing you? Ugh, Damn it! Fine, we'll take our leave for now. But this isn't over, MP. Mark my words. It's great that they took their injured and left, but... Yeah. You guys are Norwich soldiers too, right? Why'd you help us? We don't know why we were given these orders either. All we know is that you and you... Me? And me? That's right. The Count asked us to extend you an invitation to his mansion. And any friend of the Count's is a friend of ours. We hope you'll pay him a visit if you have the time. He said he would like to give you all a special welcome as the true saviors of Norwich. And I can assure you, Count Pepperon is a man of his word. Huh? Count Pepperon? Oh, man.
The pun! Must resist the pun!
It doesn't help that his full alias is Scandinavia Pepperoncino.
Gah! They want us to make the joke.
Of course it was me, hon. Ooh, long time no see, Silver Shinobi. Ah, another night call.
God.
Whoa, 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 I know how you must feel, but please, no weapons. Oh my, what's this now? You're already palling around with 2 new cuties since the last time I saw you. My goodness, Fate just loves you, huh, hon? Now you've got the local girls falling all over you as well as Mashi. For reference, this was the guy responsible for the 4th Lost Belt that took place in India. The context of that is that things got out of hand, and the Lost Belt King of India kind of went all power-hungry rogue. Oh, if it isn't Pepperoncino. You really made a name for yourself here, huh? I almost didn't recognize... Ah, what am I saying? I'm not some starving crow. Of course I'd recognize you. Only difference is you're seething even more now. Huh. You know this man too, Muramasa? Maybe you can introduce me then. Oh, so he's got Muramasa and another beautiful man with him too. Who is that, I wonder? I'm sorry, I haven't introduced myself yet, have I? I'm Count Pepperon, the fabulous, charismatic designer who arrived in Fairy Britain like a comet, and built a brand to rival the Knocker Company in only a month. I hope we can let bygones be bygones and focus on the here and now, Muramasa. Oh, and you are? I'm sensing a theme on the whole bygones be bygones thing. I see. So you're Count Pepperon. It's an honor to meet you. I'm Oberon, the Fairy King, a servant on proper human history's side. Oh my, Oberon! From A Midsummer Night's Dream. Oh, how wonderful! You're just like I always imagined you. I think you and I are going to get along swimmingly. Oh, just look at how similar our names are. Pepperon, Oberon, it's like we've got talent running in our very veins. Do you really know this person, Silver Shinobi? He doesn't seem like an ordinary human. In multiple ways. I have my suspicions about him too, but Pepe's definitely human. Hmm? Oh.
Lance is being a brat in the background.
Yeah. I have my suspicions about him too, but Pepe's definitely human. What an honor to know you trust me so much, Silver Shinobi. Okay, I'll start with my story. After all, I'm sure you must be on the edge of your seats wondering why I'm here in Fairy Britain. And how I came into possession of such a fabulous mansion. Not really, no. He came here to kill Beryl in revenge for what he did to Kirstaria. You'd have arrived a month or 2 ahead of us, around the time we were dealing with Limbo's nonsense. Then you used your knowledge of proper human history to give yourself an edge as a designer. And now you're high on your own success and have everyone calling you Count Pepperon. Sound about right, Silver Shinobi? I don't think I've ever seen Da Vinci so furious. Like, she's got that calm fury going on. Well, thanks for stealing my thunder there, Da Vinci. You're a huge help. I'm surprised you nailed the barrel angle, too. Do I really seem the caring type? I guess I do. I'm not quite sure how to feel about that. Oh gosh, all that trust you have in me is going to make life hard for me as a crypter. Oh, you're still counting yourself as one of those? Kirstaria already cut ties with the foreign god, or rather, showed he was never really on her side to begin with. And since you were always on Kirstaria's side, I thought you'd given up being a crypter back at Olympus. I'm afraid it's not that simple. Besides, David's still out there. Anyway, this is a whole other thing. I'm not doing this for Wodheim. I'm doing it for me. As a member of Team A, I feel it's my duty to tie up all these loose ends. On another note, how was your battle with Wodheim, Silver Shinobi? Was it fun, or was it grueling? Both, really. Kirstaria was one hell of a master. I see. Okay, now I want to hear all about you guys. What can you tell me about the current situation in Chaldea? So a rather unlikely friend. I see. So there's another threat to the world besides the Bleach Earth phenomenon. And you came here to stop this collapse. Yep, that tracks. Not really the kind of thing you can just turn your back on. Sounds like things didn't go so well after you made land, though. So that's why Mashi isn't here with you. Silver Shinobi, Mash, and I all ended up taking different routes out of the Nameless Woods. Mash somehow ended up in the north, and some of the fairies think she's the Child of Prophecy now. Do you know anything about how that happened, Count Pepero? No, I don't. I didn't even know people thought Mashi was the Child of Prophecy until you told me. But I do know she's definitely not the Child of Prophecy. For one thing, she's not even a fairy. Exactly! The only real Child of Prophecy is Artoria, except no substitutes. I don't think you need to be that insistent about it, Gareth. No, she's right. You are the Child of Prophecy. You did come here with Silver Shinobi. I've heard Einzel's prophecy, too. You've got the Staff of Selection, and you're traveling with a visitor from a foreign land. That right there says it all. You're this land's savior, no doubt about it. And if the fact that you match the prophecy perfectly wasn't enough, there's also your soul's aura. That alone tells me everything I need to know. So chin up, Artoria. You're stronger than you think. Oh. Thank you, Count Pepperon. That said, are you sure it's a good idea to talk about proper human history in front of Artoria and Gareth? Or does Chaldea just not care about secrecy like they used to? I know, Gordy's definitely not going to be happy about this when he finds out. But our master insisted on at least coming clean about our objective. Oh my, how decent of you. But aren't you worried that might arouse suspicion? These fairies will think you're crazy if you go around talking about proper human history here, you know. You don't have to worry about that. We have no idea what he's talking about anyway. Likewise. But that's okay. Whatever it is he's trying to do here, we can tell it means a lot to him. Also, I just gotta like zoom in on that Gareth smile. I just gotta zoom in. Zoom in. That Gareth smile must protect. Alright. That's enough of that. Alright. Oh my, what wonderful companions you have. You're so very, very lucky. I'm jealous even. The world's full of strong people. Smart ones, too. But the only way you get dependable friends like that is to live a life of integrity. The only friends I attract are just as selfish as I am. Oh, that's not true, Count. Those soldiers who brought us here didn't just respect you for your money, they genuinely trusted you. You're not nearly as awful a person as you make yourself out to be. You think so? Okay. Moving right along. Count, do you mind if I ask you something? Not at all, hon. I'm always thrilled to answer any questions a Prince Charming like yourself might have for me. We need to know more about what's going on with Norwich and Spriggan. Why aren't the fairies who live here evacuating? What does Spriggan plan to do when the calamity finally hits? Can you tell us anything on either subject? Oh, that's easy, Oberon. One reason the Norwich fairies aren't evacuating is because they don't fear death as much as we do. But the biggest has to do with their jobs in the land. You already know how much fairies care about their purpose, right? Well, for the fairies of Norwich, their purpose is their job, so they can't just give it up and look for another. On top of that, they're also being held back by psychological shackles. You see, Spriggan actually sold Norwich's land right before those dark clouds showed up above it. You see, back when he stole Norwich out from under the previous lord, Boggart and all the fairies who owned the land here were banished to the north, and Spriggan claimed all this land for himself. For a long time, every smith in Norwich rented the land they needed to ply their trade. But now, at long last, the land was put up for sale, and the fairies all worked together to buy it for themselves. That includes fairies Spriggan has been exploiting all this time, and fairies who sold everything they had so they could finally afford their own land. Things were much happier in Norwich after that, but then the calamity pool showed up in the sky. So these fairies won't leave Norwich because they finally have their own land here, huh? I believe it. To a smith, their forge is more important than their life. They could never leave it, no matter how scared they might be of this calamity pool. Is that why you put your security detail together? Because you didn't think Spriggan's soldiers alone would be enough? Oh no, Spriggan's army has no intention of keeping Norwich safe. If anything, he wants the calamity to get here. I expect he'd like nothing better than if it got rid of all the fairies and buildings for him. I see. Because he wants to nullify his contract. Now I get it.
So
He's a land shark.
nullifies
Oh shit!
nullifies contract.
That's right. It makes sense you'd have some experience with this sort of thing, huh, Muramasi? Spriggan never meant to give up his land. He knew the calamity would be coming. It's right there in the prophecy, after all. The part about disaster befalling a city of iron and soot. So first he sold the land to the fairies at a high price. And then once the calamity comes and effectively leaves all Norwich vacant, he'll buy it back for a steal. Norwich's inheritance tax is stupidly expensive. The next generation fairies could never hope to pay it. This way, Spriggan gets both the money for the land and the rights to redevelop it however he likes. 2 birds, 1 stone, and he doesn't even have to throw it himself. The only other place you'd find a fairy that devious is proper human history. Are you kidding? That's even more horrible than anything any fairy in proper human history's done. I knew Spriggan was shameless, but I had no idea he was that awful. So that's why the fairies here are still living their lives as usual. No, it's not that. They don't have any other choice. After all, if they left here, they'd be broke and unable to pay next year's existence tax. I knew it was strange. Why were there still fairies who cared about the well-being of their human servants here? Calamity will kill humans, too. Now I see. Those fairies probably want to run away, but they can't bring themselves to actually do it. Hold on. You said Spriggan has no intention of keeping Norwich safe, right? So then what if he tries to do something to Mash? Oh, you don't have to worry about her. She had as much magical energy as a Tom Lin. There's no way Spriggan could do anything to stop her. At best, he could just stall her by entertaining her in his castle. No, the real problem is, we no longer have any way to see her again. Oh, right. If Spriggan only cares about saving his own inner circle, he'd never let the Child of Prophecy leave the castle. Second he let her talk to the fairies in the town, Mash should figure out what's really going on. Guess this means we'll just have to sneak into Spriggan's castle then. I wouldn't recommend that. Spriggan's castle is the most heavily guarded place in all of Britain. It's commonly known as the Vault Castle, and it's like Spriggan's antisocial personality.